Is the Democratic Party eating itself alive? A massive rift has just burst into the open, and it proves that the tensions bubbling beneath the surface of the left aren't just minor disagreements, they are a full-blown civil war. Before we continue, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in US politics, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow and ensures you don't miss any of our breaking updates. The drama centers on former Representative Colin Allred. Following his decisive victory in Tuesday's primary runoff, you would expect the party to be celebrating a candidate who just won by nearly 8 points. But instead, that victory triggered a furious backlash from the Democratic-aligned Equality Caucus. Representatives Mark Takano and Richie Torres, the co-chairs of the Equality PAC, dropped a bombshell statement that essentially attacked Allred for the crime of defeating the party's incumbent, Julie Johnson. Why all the anger? Well, because Johnson was the only openly lesbian lawmaker representing Texas in Congress. The Equality PAC didn't hold back, claiming that many in their community remain deeply hurt by Allred's decision to challenge a member of their own demographic. They went so far as to argue that because of this race, Texas and the entire South are now at risk of losing crucial LGBTQ representation in the halls of power. They've essentially told Allred that he has a responsibility to help heal these divisions and rebuild trust, as if he committed some kind of cardinal sin by simply running a campaign and winning. But look at the reality here. This isn't just about one district in Dallas. This is a massive, uncomfortable spotlight on the role of identity politics within the Democratic Party. For years, the party has leaned heavily into the idea that demographics are destiny, that a candidate's identity should be the primary factor in whether they are owed a seat. But this time, that logic has backfired in a spectacular way. You have prominent commentators and even former Democratic aides calling this whining. Journalist Josh Barro didn't mince words, basically telling the party that straight people are allowed to run for office, and that this kind of grievance-based politics is turning off the average voter. Even former aides to Senator John Fetterman are telling the party to leave this woke obsession in the past. Think about the irony for a second. While House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries and other top Democrats spend their time accusing Republicans of trying to decimate minority representation in Congress through redistricting, they are now having to deal with a situation where they are cannibalizing their own base. The Equality PAC put at least $484,000 into Julie Johnson's campaign. They were all in. And they lost. Badly. This sends a message that the party establishment is increasingly out of touch with the primary voters on the ground. When the leadership tries to pick winners based on identity, and those candidates get crushed by a nearly 8-point margin, it tells you that the voters are looking for something else. It tells you that the identity politics strategy, which some centrist Democrats are now privately admitting is killing us, might finally be reaching its expiration date. So, where does this lead? If the party continues to prioritize identity-based gatekeeping, they risk alienating the very voters they need to win back the House. They are essentially telling candidates that they shouldn't bother running if they don't fit a specific, pre-approved demographic box. That is a recipe for internal chaos, and we are seeing the first cracks in the foundation right now. The question is whether the leadership will pivot, or if they will double down on these policies and continue to alienate their own base. So, what do you think about this? Was Colin Allred wrong to challenge an incumbent who held a specific demographic seat? Or is the Equality PAC's reaction just another example of identity politics gone too far? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one. This situation isn't going away quietly. The fact that the party is fighting this publicly tells you that the pressure is mounting, and the tension is at a breaking point. Stay tuned, because the fallout from this race is going to have major implications for the upcoming election cycle. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.